know. Okay, hello. Hi, friends. How are you? It was nice to chit-chat there with y'all while we were just kind of waiting around. It's kind of one of those slow and sluggish and kind of heavy days. You guys said that you could feel it. You know what? I know on Blue Sky, people were feeling it yesterday, starting yesterday too, with like achy bones. Well, we're going through something kind of radical right now, which is something I wanted to address with you all. That is also like active for very much of 2025, but we're really especially feeling it now. Let me say hello to you guys. Hey. Yeah, I just feel like my brain cannot wake up. This has to go up. So I'm just like going to go with the flow of kind of this slowered pace, because really this is affecting everybody right now, not just us, not just in the United States. This is affecting everyone around the globe right now. Okay, so hi Annie, and hi Nancy, and Carmen is also feeling that way. Hi Marie, and Jennifer, Teresa, Louisa. Hi, Melinda. Yeah, Marie's also feeling heavy and sluggish. Hi, Electra and Delphian. Guten Tag. Hi, Emmy. Saturn is a funny way to spell daylight savings time. That's hilarious because, yeah, you know what? Saturn rules over time. I mean, I'm not as tired as my poor husband. He's an exhausted lump. Yeah, these mutable signs are really feeling it right now. And then also, if you have an aspect in your chart related to Saturn, like I have Saturn opposing my Sun and Mercury, so like it activates that as well. Hello, Antoinette's granddaughter and Rosie Grammy and Moonchild. I hope your husband feels better, Emmy. We just got to get past this eclipse. Hi, Julia. Hi from California, Lisa and Kath. Hi. Oh, Hunter Cullen is here. Hi, Hunter. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Mary from NYC. Hi, Catherine. Trying to stay positive. I have to renew my Medicaid and am trying to be brave. Love and light to all. I know this is a really scary time for so many. That was the other reason why I wanted to come live, because I'm really feeling it. Everyone is feeling that anxiety. So let's just kind of get through all of this and kind of understand what's going on around us so that you can better understand what maybe you should be nervous about and what maybe you should just kind of let go. Keep in mind, this year especially, and like now, we are in an incredible year of flux and change. So we have to be adaptable. We have to be, centered. We have to be clear thinking. And that's hard, especially when everyone around you is not, and like people are kind of losing it. They really, really are. But the other thing that's happening with that, it is causing so much discomfort that people are being forced awake, and it's forcing we as an electorate to come together and unify. This has been really hard because, it's been total divide and conquer with all these the propaganda and the influence ops that have been going on for decades now. And we're all kind of have set in our minds what we think about people and the other side and the problems in our nation. And that too needs to, be cleansed away and look for a new platform, a new space. And we are absolutely coming into that. Like I said, if you're feeling heavy and exhausted, that is because the sun, this is really interesting, the sun is very close to Saturn. And within a half day, I think the sun is Now I have to go, oh, where's my stuff? Anyway, it's like within a half degree of Saturn. That's just why we're just going to be feeling increasingly more heavy, more tired, probably for the next 12 hours to 24 hours. But then we're also feeling this kind of underlying, overlaying upheaval and change because we are within days of this eclipse. And Mercury is going to go retrograde. So you can always kind of feel that stuff kind of, falling out ahead of time. So just please get your errands done, get your stuff done, and stock up on whatever you need, whether it's your medications, whether, it's your favorite go-to staples. Just make sure you have your staples on hand because the way things are going right now, these things might be harder to get, okay? So as I was talking about Saturn, Saturn is that planet of restriction. It's the planet of structure. We could not be here. Nothing could be here without the structure, without Saturn. That's what gives things structure all the way down to the atom. And Saturn always has to do with progress, slow, steady progress. That devil card in the tarot, that's like taking the shortcut, the deals that you make to avoid having to do the thing that you're supposed to do, the thing that's uncomfortable for you to do. And Saturn always wakes us up to that thing. Saturn is the ruler over time. It's the Lord of time. It is the Lord of karma. And wherever Saturn is in your chart, that is where you are like basically spending your lifetime in where you need to grow and progress. And it's also where your biggest challenges are. Right now, transit Saturn, where it is in the USA chart, it's in the third house. It's close to the bottom of the chart. The circle that I draw here. It's close to the bottom of the chart. It's right here in the third house, okay? And it's really close to going into the fourth. But the third house has to do with communications. It has to do with our siblings. It has to do with our neighborhoods. It has to do with, printed material. It has to do with the internet, digital communication, expression and understanding. And what's been happening, so it's in this third house. It is in square to the United States ascendant, her rising sign, her optimistic, jovial, high-achieving Sagittarius sign, outgoing sign. And everything is kind of dampened. It's just we can't really get, able to take off as a nation, as like what our personality is in the world. And it's been harder for us to express ourselves and talk to each other. But here's the thing. Saturn also crystallizes things. And Saturn in Pisces, Pisces is the sign of associated with undoing. It's associated with illusion, inspiration. It's associated with deception. And what I think is happening as Saturn is getting to these final degrees, the deception is crystallizing. Like people are not buying the bullshittery anymore of what's going on with Don Julio. There's been a lot, well, he said he wasn't going to do this. I didn't really think he would do this, even though we all knew Project 2025 was out there. This is the effect of being awakened and seeing very clearly how his deception is taking form, okay? And that whole administration and why there's little tolerance for these lies. More, even though the media won't expand upon that, they're just like normalizing everything. But there is definitely an undercurrent that things are crystallizing, taking form, and there is panic as to where the heck are we going, okay? There's been a lot of chatter I've been picking up, by the GOP. Lisa Murkowski keeps coming to my mind when I think about this. You know what? I just feel like I need to grab some cards. Like the chatter was kind of around her and what's her name from Maine? Susan Collins. Like she wants to chatter, but I think her corruption is so bad she just can't. But this chatter that I've been sensing more and more, hello? More and more has been getting louder this week as we head to these eclipses. So I just, you know what, Tarot? I just want to see what this chatter is about. Jules, I'm so sick of this onslaught of insanity. I know. We are at a critical point, okay? And even his insanity is crystallizing. Felonia's insanity is crystallizing. It is really freaking people out. And the thing is, we're in Pisces. In Pisces, you know, it encompasses everything, the seen, the not seen, the like kind of that whole category of things that we fear, things that are weird, things that are bizarre, you know, and things, you know, that scare us, those hidden things. So it's like all of that stuff is crystallizing. Hi, Paisley. I don't know what compelled me to come in from the sunny day. Probably this. Well, welcome, Paisley. We're glad to see you. Navarro's on CNBC right now. Okay. What is this chatter? Great results can be achieved with small forces. We're taking down Tesla, Elonia, and it's moving on up to FOTUS and the Republicans to Russia. So I think we're making progress. See, Saturn is the planet of progress. Show me Lisa Murkowski. She is chattering. And she seems strong. She's very pointed about this, but this is behind the scenes. What is she is chattering about this? And people are listening to her. And it's, whoa, it's just getting louder and louder. What's going on here? The resolve. Can you see? I see that. Where am I? This is the resolve. Oh, boy. So this is my no card. Nope, this is no. No has been what? It's been a cover-up. No. Oh, look at this 10 of one. It's like, no. I'm not carrying this burden anymore. This is insane. And no to all of this manipulation by the magician, Don Julio and Felonia. No, this is such a solid no, like putting on the brakes. So this is her talking. The 8 of Pentacles. That's her party. That is kind of like the structure of the party and government and how we do things, how we do this, our routine. She's covered in the 3 of Wands, and like it's not only the party, it's government, but it's like, do we really want to be doing this? Oh, look, I just caught that rainbow back there. Because, you know, we're like going to cut ourselves off to this rainbow area of who we really are. So she's like putting this stuff out there. She's having this chattery. She's talking about this, the 5 of Swords. Oh my gosh, look at that 5. It's just running roughshod. Nothing is fair. It's beyond it's everything we're living. You guys know that. It's everywhere. It has really put us in this position where we are stuck in this fight. She's talking about this. The star. Oh, look at, I don't have a naked star person. The star, the hope of what needs to be done. And like this feels laser focused. And she's talking about this. The 5 of Pentacles, people who are being left out and our constituents. It's like, do we really, really want to do this? Look at these 5s. And the chattering's getting louder. The Queen of Wands. These are She's leading, yes. Oh, she's taking a really big leadership role, and it's like people are listening. I almost even want to say like the donors, it's like she's getting permission. I wouldn't say she's getting permission about this, but she feels okay with the leadership, and this chattering is getting louder about their nation, where it's going, and the Knight of Swords. This is Felonia and his minions running roughshod. Tell me more about that. What's going on with this challenge? The strength is how the challenge is how we're going to stop these guys, leading to what? The Four of Swords. I feel like this is like, the betrayal, the heartache between Felonia and what they're doing. The Four of Swords, they are still taking it in, but it's like they're moving on. They're like at a 4. If you want to compare them, let's say the Ace of Swords having a plan, they've got something that's developing. What's developing here? An agreement. They have an agreement developing, and they're in harmony with what this chatter is behind the scenes. I am just so glad to see that, because you guys, it's getting louder and louder and louder. How are you guys doing? Jules, how does a full moon lunar eclipse affect him and us? I'm going to show you some of that, but first, what I wanted to get back to is Saturn, okay? I know I talked a lot about that with Saturn because it is such a huge player right now, and what is going into the spring, because essentially everything that I was saying about Saturn is going through a rebirth. Basically right now, this whole last cycle, the sun conjunct Saturn, like that happened last year during the winter, probably like in February of 2024. But Saturn, as a leader, this cycle, Saturn is going through a death right now, okay? Remember, Saturn is karmic. It is conjunct the sun, so it's like at the behest of the sun. It's going to be under the rays and combust by the sun as it passes. The sun passes it. Just a second. Oh yeah, and Saturn is in Taurus for me, so you know what? I know right now I'm going to have a lot of throat restrictions. Just a second. So it's very peculiar, the arrangement of Saturn kind of going through a death right now. We're going to get cards on that. And Donald, because it's really bad. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Oh, I guess I'll look at it up here. I need to look at the transits so we know exactly. The sun is 21 degrees Pisces, 30 minutes. Saturn is, oh my gosh, 22 degrees Pisces, 1 minute. They are conjunct. As the sun moves and takes over Saturn, it's like a death of Saturn, and then Saturn begins again with its next cycle, but it's going to be under the sunbeam, so it's going to not like right away settle anything, but it's absolutely, there's going to be a huge shift that we're going to feel. And the thing is, this is so bad for Donald. We think that the eclipse is bad for him. Holy heck, you guys. Saturn is dying just before this eclipse, because this is squaring his moon, which is 21 Sag, and his squaring his sun, which is 22 Gemini, 56 minutes. It's almost, So these things are going to conjunct, and it's, oh my gosh, it's going to happen right here. It's going to get in between this degree. He is an eclipse baber. He was born on a full moon eclipse. So these things are squaring his sun, and it's like it cuts that off. The harmony that he has between his sun and the moon and how he manipulates everything in between, it cuts that off. It's almost like, remember the can opener eclipse at that 24 degree mark Cancer? I did a live on how that degree is Donald's kryptonite. That's the degree that got him impeached, etc. It's he was found guilty, I think, related to his 34 counts, related to that. This is doing the same thing. And his health is already deteriorating. So Saturn is going to die and be reborn, and it's going to split this in half. So we need to look at this. You guys, we need to look at this. Where are you? So can you see how big that is? Okay. Let's just get some context. What is dying with Saturn? What is dying with Don Julio's leadership because of Saturn? Oh boy. Things overseas. What is dying with his leader? What did I just say? What is dying with his? So this is Saturn dying. Saturn dying and leadership. Oh, I forgot to ask you guys a question. I have to ask it next. So this is what's dying. Oh my God. The moon is in Leo right now too. So Leo, holy crap. This is leadership. This is the office of the President of the United States. That it rules the heart. It rules the spine behind the heart. This is what's dying. Huh. Tell me a little more what's dying with this. You guys, that is totally leadership. It is life force. What is dying here and above? The Queen of Pentacles. Its nations, its agencies. Female leadership. The base of this, what's dying? We have the Three of Wands. This, okay, these two, when I see this is like talking with putts. What's crowning this? This is what's dying. The Page of Wands. So what's dying are those people who are kind of like the back channel go-getters for the queens and the money and the pentacles. That's interesting. So what is dying with Don Julio's leadership? Hello? His mind? His thought? This is before the eclipse, you guys. This is before the eclipse. So the Mercury, his mind, his communications, his speaking, his contracts, his negotiations, everything that he does digitally. This is what's dying with his leadership. Holy crap. Leadership. His physical body. His leadership. And what are we going to see with this in the skies above? Oh, I didn't shuffle. Well, it's related to this anyway. So Oh boy, his leaders. So this is going to fall off, you guys. As so goes Saturn. It's going to affect on Julio in the same way. His leadership at the foundation, that is the Hermit. The Hermit. I feel like this is espionage. How he is like gets through all the information and spies on people with other nations. Like sorting through data, sorting through all of his information. You know how he sets people up to fail? That's what's dying in his leadership, what's crowning his leadership. Oh my gosh. This is the Strength card reversed. So his leadership and Rusher's influence and the strength of his leadership is reversed. He is very weakened with the leadership. With his physical body, we have the King of Pentacles. That's his whole substance in his body. The whole substance, you know, pentacles are earthy. Pentacles are Saturnian. Like, it's like his whole body, his whole structure and being, his health. The Two of Cups. Now, I am not saying this as like people that are talking. I feel like this is more like the lobes of the brain communicating and agreeing with each other. It's like that whole dynamic in your body of how it's regulated and it functions. And you know what, this cups, this is a water sign. His Mercury is a water sign in Cancer. This is not good for him. And this is the foundation that is being set up for the eclipse that we haven't even gotten to, which is on Friday. And his ruling planet, Mercury, is going to go retrograde. Can you feel how like big this is? Just this setup right now. Valbone, the captain of the ship is sinking. Yep, ETTD. Marie, his network, absolutely, that could be his network. Delphian, all banded the Trumptanic. Yeah, this is what's being set up for him. Electra, he's bragging that the election was rigged for him and he was able to get in just the other day. I finally saw that. Yeah, it's just having the gall to say that. Like that, no one's going to put up with that because, like I said, Saturn crystallizes things. We see the nonsense crystallizing into form in front of our eyes. And the thing is, with Saturn, it is the planet of karma. It also shatters illusions because, like, when we have our Saturn returns around age 29, it's like you have to grow up. You might have this idea in your mind, this is who you are as an adult and where you're going. But Saturn's going to say, look at where you are and look at what's actually happening. And it forces you to comply with the way of things and growing up. And Saturn will not relent until you get your shite together. Okay? So we're also living through this of the illusions are breaking right now. We are in this process. And and not only is Saturn in Pisces that sign of undoing, we are activating this 29th degree of Pisces. The final degree of Pisces is active. I'm going to show you how active this degree is. But first I have to ask you this question. Okay, so just put that on hold. I have to ask you this question because a viewer, Santiago, asked in the comments, have you ever thought of doing a Q&A regarding the tarot cards and the process you use, the perspective you have with different decks, both stylistic and format? So I was like, you know what, that sounds very interesting to me. I would totally be up for doing a live in that regard. So if you guys are up for that, I'll probably post a poll in our community notes to see how interested you guys are me doing that. And then I'll try to schedule a time that like works for most, okay? Oh my gosh, I know there's a big protest in DC this Friday. You guys, please be careful. Please be careful. Oh gosh, just be careful out there, because it's not only you who's feeling raggedy and kind of crazy along the edges. It's all the other people. I mean, could you imagine going through all this and just not really having a sense of up or down or what's happening to you? I mean, those are the people that are really going to freak out. And it's those who are starting to come conscious, the right are finally seeing the light. And the thing is with eclipses force change when you refuse to move forward. So we have that momentum going forth. Things are crystallizing. The lies and deception are no longer a haze. We see what they're doing, how it's affecting us, and it's going to garner people to change. On top of it, we're coming up to the first day of spring, and that eclipse is on the other. Holy crap. So when you have eclipses, full moons especially, like right around the first day of spring, I've often heard law enforcement call it Crackers Week, where everyone just goes kind of cuckoo. We are going to be in this cuckoo crazy energy, especially as we get into the first day of spring and it's getting warmer and people are outside. Just be careful out there, especially your bones. Please do not open anything with your teeth. Can you promise me you won't do anything to your sweet teeth, okay? Because that is also Saturnian ruled. Anything? I agree. Okay, me too. Okay. The little muskrats are jumping ships and going to Saudi Arabia. That is interesting. They're going to Saudi Arabia. The protest is to the capitals of all the states. You don't have to go to D.C. Veterans are protesting on the 14th. I love that our veterans are rising up too. I have an Army veteran here, and he's like organizing with his friends from West Point because they're like, something has to happen. Paisley, no, don't do it. Peeps are swiping and AI mimicking under their own content. What? What does that mean, Paisley? Okay. So, got that. So, this is a very karmic time, you guys. Karmic time for all. And Don Julio's getting his butt kicked in before the eclipse even happens. Oh my God. And that eclipse, it just hammers his sun and moon like it, again, it's like a pow. Wow. Okay. So this 29th degree, I had a hard time, holy crap, trying to sort this out. This is active for so long this year. If you think of 29th degree of Pisces as endings, they're anoretic, life-taking, change. It's inevitable. This is behind us. We move forward. It's the end of the cycle of the zodiac. We move forward because we go to 0 degrees Aries, which is the Aries point, and it is powerful. It ushers in a whole new zodiac cycle, and Aries is so strong and optimistic and brave, and is so courageous, and it has the strength to bring the whole zodiac into a new cycle. So this is endings. This is beginnings. Look at this. I just was trying to highlight to you guys how much this 29th degree is active with Aries. Look at this. So I'll just try to explain this the best I can. We'll start with Neptune. In March 4th through the 29th, Neptune is at 29 degrees Pisces. Endings. Neptune is that haze. Neptune then on March 20th through April 27th will be at 0 degrees Aries. And that's going to bring some imagination and creativity and realization about our freedoms and what we're doing, and we're going to be able to look back on this with clear eyes. Then from September 15th to October 21st, now Neptune is going retrograde over 0 degrees Aries. We're revisiting our original ideas as we're breaking through this. And then Neptune from October 22nd through January 26th next year, because it's going to retrograde at this point, it's going to be at 29 degrees Pisces. So it's like everything is fully crystallized. We see everything we know, and then it will go back to 0 Aries, January 27th through February 27th of next year. So this is how active this degree just with Neptune is for this year. So pace yourself, you guys. This stuff is not going to happen overnight. We have people waking up and who are like, holy F, what is going on? And we have to get everyone on the same side. With Mercury, it's going to be at 29 degrees Pisces from March 30th and 31st. Oh, it was 29 degrees. Oh, it was 0 degrees Aries on March 3rd and March 29th. Now it's retrograding. It goes direct on April 15th. So it'll be at 29 degrees Pisces. This is Mercury, the way we think. And then it will go to 0 degrees Aries, April 16th and 17th. So that's going to be the retrograde pattern of Mercury, Donald's ruling planet. And then with Venus is going to be 29 degrees Pisces, March 27th through the 28th. Wait, why does it say? Oh, she's retrograding. So on March 26th, she's going to be 0 degrees Aries. March 26th, then through the 27th through the 28th, she's 29 Pisces. Then on April 29th and 30th, she has now gone forward, still at 29 degrees Pisces, and then hits the Aries point May 1st and 2nd. That's just Venus. Now Saturn right now is, what did we say? Like 22 degrees Pisces. So it has a way, it won't go into Aries until May, but from May 13th through the 24th, Saturn will be at 29 degrees Pisces. It will be at the 0 point May 25th through June 13th. Then it's going to retrograde, and at May 13th to the 24th, it'll be 29 Pisces. And then when it goes forward, August 16th through the 31st, it will be 0 degrees Aries. Why do I have, August? I have September. Oh, August 5th, it'll be 29 degrees. Nope, no. Anyway, this already is confusing me. So everything I'm telling you about Saturn, it is a planet that is karmic. It is the planet that allows for progress to be made. We are at these critical points, as you can see, like basically throughout this year mostly, and it will continue into next year. And the other thing that this degree does, when you have planets on either side of this mark, is it called Antisha? When they're straddling this line, and if the planets mathematically are adding up correctly, this is also kind of creates eclipse-like energy. It just, in the fact that it has that much more depth and power to do the things that it needs to do and get done. So, you guys, we're going to get there. The process has been laid out. It is in our cosmic DNA to extricate ourselves from a king. He thinks he's a king. It took a quarter of a Saturn cycle to do that last time, which is about 7 years after the war ended. The Revolutionary War ended. We also went through this with like the plutocrats, the wealthies, the like the Rockefellers and all them, the Vanderbilts, during that time where it was workers against, the billionaires, and the workers won. We came out of that as well. So it's like we're getting a dose of all this history that we've gone through kind of at the same time. Okay? And this eclipse that's coming up, we've got Pluto in Aquarius, and now we have the North Node, the eclipse points solidly in Virgo Pisces. So Don Julio has never experienced anything like this before. I don't even know if we experienced this setup, like in 1777 through 1779. But this is going to make powerful changes. We have to be patient. And we are also, it's driving us crazy. We're anxious for what we're seeing on the news with people being upset. But those people are waking up and coming out of their shells. I saw that thing with Bernie Sanders. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is not the time to hide under your covers. It's the time to act. And so all those people have to not only become clear-eyed with an open heart, they have to act. And it's like, we're going to get there, but it's going to take some time, you guys. We're closing a massive chapter, or like a era, so to speak, in our nation's history, and we are opening up to another one. Okay? How are you guys doing? Yes, Trump demanded. Oh, geez. He's so ridiculous. Like that first reading I did, the sun, Saturn, death of Saturn is weakening his relationship. And like, this is going to be like the last day he's like had it so good as a leader. Yes, it's the anaretic degree, astronomy. I know, Regina, Trump demanded that Ukraine surrender today or else. He's ridiculous. And I liked that Canada stood up with their 25% tariff on the energy. And then Don Julio today said he's going to retaliate with 50% back on them. Then I saw, well, maybe not. We're talking about it. And so Canada is removing that 25% tariff. So he doesn't have the power he thinks he has. It's all for drama. It's all for show. It's all to stay tuned. It's all for him and Felonia to get that rush of having power. But when you think about it, everything they've been doing, it's a mess. We have a huge mess to clean up. They've been stopped, or things have been renegotiated on the fly. And nobody's going to be putting up with this like we did the first time around, much less with the position with Saturn is. So we have to get through this. Friday is the eclipse at like 1:44 a.m., I think, in the morning. And at the top of that chart in Washington, D.C., USA Pluto return, that sun is right at the top. So he's getting eclipsed badly. This Pluto Aquarius is going to hammer down, okay? I love the Pluto and Aquarius that you see Bernie and standing up. You see some of our other people in leadership standing up and doing town halls. That is very Pluto Aquarius. You see people, the other side, trying to hang on and destroy everything that's very much Pluto Capricorn. That is dying. But the United States Progress chart, she's got Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn for a couple more decades, because that's the slowest moving planet. So this fight is going to continue. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for 25 years, okay? This is the fight that we're going to have for democracy, for being the visionary and for humanity, and it's going to address the hate around the globe and the Nazis, okay? Purple, he thinks he's on reality show, but this is our lives he's messing with. He's a total clown. You guys, there's something wrong with his face And his hair, I mean, we all know it's awful, but it has a different level of awfulness, like a different level of confusion. It is just, I mean, it looks like even the hair and the makeup looks like it's withering away. It can't be seen, just, it can't stand up. Okay. Yeah, he is degrading. Yeah, Melinda, I'm struggling to trust any ceasefire deal. Yeah, I think that was just like Ukraine being like, okay, we'll do a ceasefire deal because they know the Russia is going to break it, okay? And Don Julio has to look like he's ending this thing he said he was going to end. But it's, it's first stage, and Zelensky's just going to, I think, do what he needs to do because he needs the backing of the United States, and people are pissed off. Delphi, and I have so many placements at 29 degrees I want to check out. I know they're going to be changing. My Mars is at 29 degrees Capricorn. It's exalted, and I thought that Pluto transit was going to kill me. Oh my gosh. He is not looking well at all. That's right, Val. The question from the viewer. Okay, they've been so hoodwinked for so long, it's going to break their brains. I know. And we have to gently be there and keep an open space for them. We can't be fighting with them. I know Schadenfreude is just delicious. Enjoy it, but also be open, okay? Because we're also just, enjoy it. But that's also us projecting back to them what they've been doing to us for so long. So, yeah, you can engage in it, but, let's see ourselves being open and unified. Hi. Okay. He is biodegradable. That is my key word that I try to say when I'm hoping for different things. Electra's in a good moon. I will never be open to these. I know, you don't have to be. But maybe just the idea of unification, the people just coming together. That doesn't mean you have to like them all. Just, we want to put out there unity and unified. The union, Someone's eating chocolate ice cream out of the carton. Please share. Why is it all still in their favor? If destruction occurs, why not on both sides? Okay, so the Republican sun is also at 29 degrees. They have all the power right now. We need to talk about that alliance for, Election Truth Alliance. So these planets going over this 29 degree is just going to degrade the Republican Party. They are going to lose strength too. Pisces is a cleansing sign. Saturn demands that you do the right thing. And that is kind of why they're cracking and buckling. Earlier this week, I was totally feeling that something was going to break with this eclipse, without a doubt. And Marie, it is happening to our side as well. It's happening to all sides. Things are breaking and buckling. Both sides are not totally, our side is not a total true angel as well. There are many people in our party who are engaged with the, underhanded corruption that we see more prominently with them, but they know to do right by the people. All that stuff has to be redone. And we're coming up to an eclipse. Eclipses force change when we refuse to do those things. And remember, the the sun of Ro is also 29 degrees Pisces. This is why the Republican Party has always felt like they're in charge of a women's right to choose, of women getting an abortion or not. They are so enmeshed with this energy that, again, all these things happening this year is going to degrade and wash those things away. It's going to be pandemonium this year. This is kind of the quiet. Remember, as these eclipses get going, March through August is really crazy. And this is why we have to stay centered, because the nature of Neptune and all this Piscean energy is all the illusion around everybody around the world, the deception around everyone, the inspiration around everyone. This haze is around everyone. And as Pisces, Saturn, Neptune move into Aries, we're gonna be able to see the things that were not really real. They are doing a heck of a lot of damage, but I feel like it's not the degree that they think it is, because they just are so incompetent on so many levels. If they do get going on something, it's just very half-arse. It's sloppy. And we're going to see all that, okay? Yeah, their plans for the technostates are really chill. Let's look at that. That drives me crazy. It's basically, you're going to occupy areas of the United States that are immune to federal regulations. So it's like making a country within a country. And I am just getting a huge no. Show me these because that all got its footing with Pluto Capricorn. Where the context of where the technostates, where they think they are, this Saturn dying, the eclipses season, and going forward, what is real? Oh, this feels like it's just falling off. Like there's no bottom. These technostates, what they think is happening. This is their utopia. And the thing is, when you're in a utopia, you can never agree on things. They're still going to have problems when they get into their little, quote, techno states, because then it's going to be a power grab on who's really in charge and what they have to abide by. It's good. It's a big headache to want to do that. See, that's the illusion. Saturn, it conquers illusions. Show me what they think is going on with their techno state. They think this. They think, oh, this is awesome. Challenge. The delusion in their brain. The Two Swords. They have decided we are going to cut out this space for us. This is our grand idea. That's only a 2. That is only as far as they have gotten. For them to be successful, I would expect to see more swords. We'll see. But this is their idea, to separate, create this. And there's the Fool, a brand new, whatever, utopia. So this is their idea with the technostate. That's interesting. We have the 7th house here. That's partnerships. They need partnerships. They need the government. This is their relationship to the government and regulation. They think that their technostate, we have, look at this, the 5 of Pentacles. We want our own private place to be. And this is where they think their promises lie. They're covered in their 2 of Cups. Oh, isn't this a great idea? This just feels like it's so in their head. Their challenge with this is regulations. Is this Russia at all, or Pluto influence? No, this is just the strength of their idea is a challenge. They're rooted in, the Queen of Pentacles, the technocrats, their new hope, their new land. What is their ideas behind this? The king, they want to be the king and rule over their space. I don't know how you get to a King of Wands with all this right here. It looks very very disconnected. Once we have all these eclipses and everything, Saturn into Aries, la 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 la, this is the context of their technostates. It's not even standing up. The Libra has balance and fairness. It has fallen on its side. There's no balance. There's no fairness. The technos, it has no rules. So this is after that. Well, what's going on here? What's going on here? This technostate. After all this happens, Libra is on its side. They think, okay, they need a partnership with the government to be able to do this so they don't have regulations. I would assume because Libra rules the 7th house, that this agreement would work for them. What's this just feels like it's just a big no. Look at this just feels like it's falling off. I can't even draw a card for their ideal. Like there's nothing here. Just, well, give me just something, anything. It's just not even, it's just like cartoon speak in bubbles. The 3 of Wands. This is our ideal. Everything's coming in. Look at, we can live over there. That is our biggest hope. The 9 of Swords. These are our plans, but it's really a freaking nightmare. Yeah, because these people can't be bothered to work hard. The essence of their technostate. The 5 of Wands. They're fighting with each other. They're having to regroup and rethink their ideas. This is where this 29th degree and Saturn is going to hold them. What's covering them? The 4 of Pentacles, getting this show on the road, establishing, their territory and their ground. Their challenge with getting this done is the Empress. They don't have the resources to do this. This is rooted in the 10 of Pentacles, their ideas and their fortunes. But this doesn't even exist. I just wanted a card. The Ace of Cups reversed. It's not even a good idea anymore. It just sucks. I know. It's not. Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question because I was wondering about that as well. So, okay, it's 3 o'clock. So was there anything else? There's one thing else I wanted to show you guys. I just want you to be prepared for this eclipse. You guys, I can't impart to you how just even these next days before the eclipse, how important they are. Take care of your body. But I wanted to look at what is buckling, what is cracking, because, and I was seeing Lisa Murkowski with all that chatter. I think it's Donald. I think they're all it's just all cracking apart. They can't deal with the weight of all this. I mean, I feel like he just said that one thing about, yeah, we'll talk about it. And he's like, has to go take a nap. I bet he's napping a lot these days. Electra, what will happen with the Department of Education? Let's put a pin in that. Lots of changes happening ahead. Let's just look at Linda McMahon. Oh, she just feels like derp. King of Pentacles, she's there for data. 2 of Swords, she can't, this is her, she can't separate this stuff into what she cannot do. Over her, she has the 7 of Swords. I don't think this idea of theft or rewriting is going to work for her. That's a really bad place to start. Again, these guys have to work hard and get around federal rules they don't understand. It's just going to be a failure for them, even though it's going to drive us crazy. Okay, what's the thing? It's almost like I just could feel something like crack. Like, and it's at the foundation, like almost like how plates, tectonics, and it's like permanent. So this is the break. We have this and we have this. These two things, something has to give, okay? Yeah, Donnie's melting down. Okay. This thing is heading this way. This thing is heading this way. And why do they collapse? Oh my God, there's your Neptune. Look at me writing all over this the other day. Mishaps, deception, strangeness. What else do I have on here? This is the sacrifice. They're trying to sacrifice our democracy and our institutions, but it's just hazy and cloudy. Nobody knows how this is going to work. And so the thing that causes them to break is Donald, you guys. This is him after the eclipses and stuff. His mind is broken. What does Donald have to do with this breakage? What does Donald have to do with this breakage? This side's breaking over here. This side's breaking over here. And at the heart of this, we have this. Trying to take action, the Ace of Wands. This wants to go that way. The Six of Wands, the celebrity, the Six Wands mob. Trump, Putin, all his dudes. What they want him to do to our government is just going progressing at this speed. This over here, this force, we have the scales of justice here. And they collide because, Don Julio, the Eight of Pentacles. This how government is operating, trying to get this done. It falls upon itself because the way government operates does not adapt to a soft coup. Okay? This force going forward, the lunar eclipse. These are their ideas they're trying to impose on the people of the United States, but what's this? It's going to get eclipsed. We have the Nine of Pentacles, security, greed, and the Six of Swords. It's just like how they're just taking everything to their own benefit, their own security, and just stealing and taking it without thought. You know, we see them. They don't give an F about what it's doing to we the people. And there you go. The Ten of Cups below. This is the Republican Party. They're supposed to fall in line, but this is really hard. I think that's all that chatter I've been feeling. So that's one force. This force going this way are our partnerships, our allies, no, it's not the opposition. These are our allies. This is how our government functions as a whole. And now this one is trying to go this direction. This one is trying to go this direction. This one going this way and at the foot of this. Oh, I swear to God, this Sun card has to do with election interference, that the 2024 was rigged. And there you go, the devil. Russia intervening with our elections. Okay. How Donald got to be here. We are pissed off. We are protesting. Everyone is outraged. The Tower. Holy cow. Look at all this arcana. The Tower. Resistance. Pissed off. This is a moment in our history. The people will not deal with this. Death. Death. We're pissed because our democracy is coming to an end. We will not stand for this. And that's the government. Our established government is on its side. We are pissed off because of the laws. Something buckles. It's a fight, you guys. And Mars is at 18 degrees Cancer. It is now hitting the bottom of the chart from the Saturn-Pluto reset of 2020. So it's a fight on the ground and how we're going to defend. I would bank on these guys, especially with all of this major arcana. These are willy-nilly lazy. This does not have teeth. This is what buckles. We, the people, have the power to be open and to unify and just push back, because that is not going to progress. You see that, you guys? Yeah, we will not stand by and watch this happen. And we've got these transits so long and painful, and just feeling weird and heavy on the body is helping us, because could you imagine them not understanding what's going on and all this weird wonkiness? Don Julio was expecting this term to go like the last one and that he'd be able to breeze through everything, and he can't. He can't stay awake. This is why he has Felonia, who doesn't understand a thing and how this works. They might have data, but I know that 46 planned for this. I still keep seeing all of our most precious things secure. Like there's like a big black box cavern where things are protected, and if you have Tulsi sitting on top of it doing her job, it's like she thinks she has all this stuff. It's just very shallow, and she thinks she has all this information to do what she wants, but the bulk of it is down here. What she has can't damage this. You guys got that? KL, I mean, even better if we get Kamala as a president, but I know that's pretty unlikely. It's just so unfair. It is unfair. And I'm glad you bring that up, because I do have to comment about something about women being presidents in the United States. The asteroids in the USA chart just are not friendly to this at the bottom of our chart. Hopefully, as all these things are moving into Aries, like I showed you at the beginning, how this 29th degree and 0 degrees Aries is basically active through January, February next year. It's going to kick off here really soon. The bottom of the USA chart, there is an asteroid. So this is what, when you look at the bottom of a chart, the very bottom here, this is your gravity. This is what anchors you. This is right, beneath your feet. This is the land we stand on, and this is what we defend, and this is what we do, and this is our clan, and this is a quiet, reserved space that is protective and for safekeeping. Well, at the very bottom of this chart is this asteroid, or Sisi, I think that's what it is. And that, unfortunately, the way I look at it, is the playboy. It is masculine energy, party boy, indulging in excess. And this is an angle as to what we are planted in. We also have the sign of Aries, 1 degree. It is a very powerful Aries point in the USA chart. Now, we'll see what happens as everything goes this direction, because 2025 is unlike anything else. I have often wondered if this plagues female candidates for the office of President of the United States, because that Election Truth Alliance, I gotta talk about that too, has shown what we all believe to be true. Kamala won. But Borasisi Playboy, so threatened, so humiliated, could not let that happen. So therefore, defending their stake in the USA chart. I mean, we need this guy to just biodegrade and get out of the way, because once he does that, it's easy. Yeah, female candidates. Okay. You guys, have you seen that video from Election Truth Alliance? I think I saw it before Sterling talked about it. I'm so glad that he covered it. It is through the Mark Something Show. I've gone to their website, electiontruthalliance.org. They're getting ready to file something really huge, you guys. It costs a lot of money. It's like at least $15,000 to file. They're just trying to do one county at a time. And they're hoping that with everything that they filed, like it'll be dominoes falling. And that will raise more money. But they need money to file it. They need money for the lawyers, paid people. They have volunteers as well. But this is what they're trying to get going. Did you guys see that? Julia, that represents one of our original scenes. Yeah, misogyny, bigotry, and greed. Yeah. So what they talked about was, and you guys know this is the bell curve. I will tell you, I got an A in advanced statistics in graduate school. So that's the bell curve. It's just the distribution. It could be of scores, of any information, of votes. They will fall within this nice bell curve. When they did it in Election Truth Alliance, this is time. These are votes. So as the day goes on and progresses, this is what you would expect the distribution of votes to be for the candidate. Like all these votes add up, okay, for a final total over here. And this is how they're distributed. Like midday, more votes come in because people vote midday, okay? What they were able to show, and this is a thing that leapt out at me. It like knocked the wind out of me. So what they do, so this is what Kamala's distribution looked like. It was like this. And as soon as I saw that, I freaked out. And this is the algorithm that changes how votes are distributed, okay? Because when you looked at the chart over time, I think as polls opened, Kamala like was up here. But then she like went down and like that. Donald was like around here. And then once that happened, then he was, can you guys see this? Oh gosh, I'm so far behind. I just want to make sure you can see the play. No, not from the beginning. Go to live. Play. Okay, you can kind of see. Can I push this over? And these shapes, it's like they're a mirror image of one another. His goes up as hers goes down. I did this wrong. But if you look at that graph, you will see it's the inverse. And when I saw this, I freaked out because I'm like, oh my God, this is the algorithm on YouTube. This is what happens. My old channel, I almost said station, Queen's Tarot. As soon as Don Holio had I finally got to go monetize. And then a month later, Don Holio signs this executive order about how social media is biased against Republicans. And then it was like the algorithms were recalculated. And so going forward, like I'm taking off every single month on the day, my views would go down 25% and 25% and 20. So every month at the time, like right on the dot, it would decrease. And when I started watching in real time the stats, I'm like, what are they doing? Because I could see this going up like this, but after an hour, all of a sudden I would have no views. And then when this came up again, it would be down here. And, calculate views. After an hour, there was nothing. And then it would happen. I have videotaped this. I have so much evidence on this. So it always reset on the hour. So for a while, I would post videos exactly on the hour after the other one to see what would happen. And it couldn't recalculate itself. So when I saw this for Kamala, I knew exactly what they were doing. Clear as day. And again, these guys are sloppy. They could have made this and covered their tracks a little bit easier. But even I, when I saw this chart, knew exactly what happened. This has so much standing. So, and this is the other reason why I think a lot of, creators go live instead of post videos, because this same thing is happening. Oh my gosh, my dog is outside. Why is she outside? Okay, I gotta keep my eye on her. So anyway, so that's that. I think I covered everything. How are you guys doing? Oh, Julia finally mastered stats when she's getting her PhD. I know, Teresa. Okay, so you guys, I am going to end it here. Thank you so much for coming. Please, please, please keep in mind what you need to do for your health. Leading up to this eclipse, things are really going to turn around within a day. It's going to feel totally different before the eclipse. And then Mercury goes retrograde. Everything is going to seem to be back-ass words, you guys. And with the Neptunian energy, it's going to be all over the place. You have to ground and center yourself every single day and ignore so much stuff, because that is just going to pull you out of your body into the ego and all the argument. And then you have the fear that they're staging for us on the media, and they're not showing us what we really need to, where our attention really needs to be. Okay. So thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Thank you, Teresa, Delphi, and Annie. Yes, Leela. Yes, Rosie. Allison, as a Black woman in Southern California, I'm trying my best to remain calm, but it's not easy. You have to take care of yourself. You have to get out and go for walks, move your body, because you cannot just have that stress hormone sitting stagnant in your body. Please, you are just going to have to find new activities and hobbies to really embrace. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Mercury and Saturn rocks. Okay. We'll see you later. Okay, bye.